I don't even know where to start this video. I guess I'll just start with the introduction. If you're new here, my name is Ari. I'm an aspiring author, and if you're not new here, welcome back. Let me backtrack and give you some context for this video. I had filmed, I think, about like 2 weeks of footage, of vlog footage. I was going through and trying to edit everything, and there was something wrong with every clip. Like either the dogs were eating or drinking or licking themselves in the background and the audio picked up. Either the dishwasher was running, or I wasn't talking about anything writing related and I was talking about the state of the world. And I decided to scrap that footage. I didn't feel good about editing it. I didn't feel good about making it into something and posting it. And what I wanted to do is just kind of sit here with you guys. I got a cup of coffee and give you a bit of a writing update and give you just a bit of an update in general. I was going through that video and I think it had just become very clear that I was like very stressed out and not doing well. And I had some valid points. The audio was bad. I didn't talk about writing as much as I wanted to. In the beginning of January, the first 2 weeks of January, I actually didn't write anything of Pretend the Earth Doesn't Call, which if you're new here, Pretend the Earth Doesn't Call is my eco-fantasy novel with found family and political dynamics. I hadn't written at all for those 2 weeks. And I had actually switched gears to getting a scientific paper submitted and published. So I was working on revisions and edits, and I resubmitted that paper to the scientific journal in the middle of January. Then in the middle of January, I was part of Brielle's January leaderboard on TrackBear, and I had made the goal of 15,000 words. And I think I was at like 6,000 something words, and I decided, like the last 2 weeks of January, I would write 1,000 words a day, and I actually did, and I did really, really well, and I hit my word count goals, and I think I wrote like 17,000 words in January, which is amazing. And I didn't vlog a lot of that footage, I think because I was in such like a stressed out state. I had one weekend where I had like 3,000 words on Saturday, 3,000 words on Sunday, and it was like a 6,000 word weekend, which is amazing for me. I had just this like overwhelming feeling of like I didn't want to film it because I just wanted to like sink into the story and I wanted to get lost in the story, and I didn't want to have to film it or talk through my process. I just kind of wanted to get lost in it. And then at the end of January, we obviously had an administration shift. I'm not gonna lie, like that has really taken a huge toll. And I was going through that footage of my old vlog footage and trying to figure out like what I should post, what I should prep for YouTube. And I've been working on a like desk makeover video, which is probably the next video that you're gonna see. And I was thinking about how if I scrap that vlog footage and then I just like post this desk makeover video, that it would be like, look, everything's fine, consumerism, I'm making over my desk space, everything is great. And it just felt so disingenuous and it felt so inauthentic to post something like that when in actuality, like I'm really struggling and I'm trying really hard to like meet my writing goals, and I'm trying really hard to post on YouTube and have a job. It's been a real struggle, I think, particularly because of this administration shift. I don't want to overtly talk about politics like a ton on this channel, but at the same time, like, we're humans, we don't live in a vacuum, we don't live in a bubble, and I'm a climate scientist and I work on climate science. I have very close friends and colleagues and collaborators who depend on federal science grants to finish their work, and it's been a really scary time, and it's been really tolling on my mental health, and it's been really tolling on my community, if I'm being completely honest. And I've been spending a lot of this time just like reaching out to friends, reaching out to collaborators, seeing how they're doing, seeing if everybody's doing okay. And not only the scientific community, like a lot of people are being hit really hard, and it just felt really inauthentic to come on here and to make a video and have it seem like everything was fine, because it's not, like, and it doesn't feel like it is. And every single day it just feels like another inundation of news. And I'm not trying to make this a depressing video, and I'm not trying to bring you down and make it doom and gloom, but I'm also trying to cultivate this space on the internet that feels very authentic to me. And I don't want to come on here and be like, everything is fine, look, everything is great, when in actuality, like, I'm struggling, and I think a lot of people are struggling, and I want to be upfront about those struggles and share them, because it's a really scary time, and I'm not going to pretend like everything outside of the sphere of writing and reading and internet doesn't influence each other, because I'm a person and I can't compartmentalize that cleanly. Like everything does at the end of the day influence each other, and it all feeds into the network that is my brain, and that is the community of us as humans, right? I guess I just wanted to like reach out a hand and just say, like, if you're struggling right now, like, it's okay. And it's okay if you want to numb out, and it's okay if you don't want to read the news, and it's okay if you want to read the news, and it's okay whatever you decide to do. And I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, the writing is going well. Like, if we're just doing a writing update, we're at 32,000 words for Pretend the Earth Doesn't Call, which is great. And we're in Act 2 now, finally. And I really wanted to make a vlog of like entering Act 2, but I'm scrapping that. I don't know. I think it's a little bit of a struggle of trying to figure out like what I want to post and what I want to write and how I want to balance everything, when in actuality, like, is anyone okay right now? Like, I'm not doing okay. Like, is anyone doing okay? And I feel crazy. And none of this is coming out articulate, but it feels really difficult to try to work at a job that is currently being attacked by the current administration, and to try to make a difference and trying to finish all of these projects before potentially any federal funding gets cut. And then on top of that, to like have creative and artistic hobbies, and on top of that, trying to maintain YouTube and trying to feed myself and clean my apartment and maintain my physical health. I'm not trying to make this like a sob story. Like, I'm very privileged, and I know that I am, but at the same time, like, it feels very scary that I don't know how I can help, and I don't know how I can like make a difference. I don't even know if I'm gonna post this. Like, everything feels like it's just like quite a bit of a rut, if I'm being completely honest. So I guess the moral of this video is, like, if you're not doing okay, that's okay. Like, I'm right here with you. I don't want to show up and pretend like everything's okay and everything is business as usual, because it doesn't feel like that. And I don't want to show up in an inauthentic way. I want to offer my support however I can. Like, if I can help in any way, let me know. Comment down below. What I'm going to try to do is just keep showing up at work, doing the best that I can, keep trying to write, do the best I can, because like at the end of the day, that's all we can do. I don't want to be depressing, because I also know that like YouTube is a space for entertainment, and I don't think many people want to watch depressing things, because I know we need escapism, and I know we need downtime, and I know we need to let our brains relax, and I know YouTube is a space for that. But just the past couple weeks have been really rough, between the administration shift, everything going on at work. I got a cold, and then on top of that, my wisdom tooth got infected, so I'm on antibiotics for that, and I have to get them removed in like a week or two. So that's gonna be interesting too. And I think the seasonal depression is really just hitting right now. If you're feeling any sort of way that's similar, you're not alone. I think my words of encouragement right now are, the world really needs your art, and the world really needs your optimism. And sometimes in order to be optimistic, I think we need to meet ourselves where we are, and things don't necessarily feel very optimistic at the moment, but hope is really important. It's okay to want to rot. It's okay to give yourself a break. We don't need to be toxically productive all the time. It's okay to rest. And I think these are all things that I need to hear, in addition to putting them out there for other people to hear. I'm so sorry that this was such a depressing video, but just the thought of making a writing vlog, like day in my life, whatever it is, in a way that doesn't touch upon the fact that like the past several weeks have been like really rough, like for me physically, because I got sick. I have a wisdom tooth infection and I need to like get oral surgery, but also just like existentially, they've been really challenging. And it's really hard to focus on art and focus on positivity and optimism when it feels like a barrage of negativity. So at the end of the day, you're not alone. You have a community here. And I hope that this resonated with some of you. If you are feeling afraid, if you are feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling like you can't focus on your art, like, I completely understand. Let's focus on taking care of ourselves. Let's focus on prioritizing the things that we need to focus on right now, whether that's your physical health, your mental health, your art, your career, your family, your loved ones, whatever it is. Give yourself the space and the time to do that, because that is really important. Hopefully, I'll have a writing vlog for you soon where we get into Act 2 and we hit the midpoint. We're at 32,000 words of Pretend the Earth Doesn't Call, and so we're, I think, maybe overwriting a little bit, but that's okay. We will get there. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.